So, anyone in the chat? We'll just wait and see. We got 2 people in here. Mic check. Anyone in here? Can you hear me? I don't know if the AirPods are working well with the hood and the hat on. I might have to take those off. It was a little bit chilly with all the snow outside. So 2 people in chat, 3 people in chat. What we got? Come on, guys. Get on in here. Let's get this thing rolling. Got 2 people in the live. Had 3. Only 2 now. Where's everybody at? Again, if you guys can hear me, let me know. 56 people. There we go. We got some people in the chat. Let me know, guys, if you can hear me well enough right now. Was making sure my AirPods were picking up with the toboggan and the hood on. So, okay, you can hear me. Great. So, we have the freak snow here in South Carolina right now. I don't know how many inches we've gotten. Maybe 1.5, maybe 2. But of course, everything is closed down because Southerners cannot cope. We don't have anything to prep the roads with. I think we might have 5 snowplows in the entire state. And not a lot of people own Subarus. We went out this morning in it, went to Dollar General to grab a couple things that we were lacking. No problems, obviously, in the 26. So might go out after the live stream and film a little video on how the 26 does out in this very unprepped environment. Aside for the 10 tons of salt that SCDOT dumped on the highway last weekend, and we got basically nothing, and the accumulation from what they sprayed the last 2 days. So, see if we got any video and audio good. Any questions so far? Nothing. Got studded winter tires, so all good here. Nice. So, yeah, that's the one thing I think is lacking as far as the capabilities of the 2026 Outback XT Touring is the XT wheel and tire package compared to a baser model. I think that car has 19s on it. I can't recall now. It's an 18 or a 19. And it is a very not great all-season tire. I think it's more of a summer tire than anything. Very unaggressive. So definitely a tire upgrade would help immensely. We had the tons of snow in Wisconsin. It did pretty well, but it did slide around a little bit, more so than some of my older Subarus. Sounds like another day here in Minnesota. Yeah, we're not used to this at all. I think this is the first true accumulation of snow we've had in probably 4 or 5 years. So it's pretty sporadic for us down here in the Southeast. Let's see. We got some questions coming in. Have to install a block heater. What is the best protection against rust on the exhaust of a 2018 Forester? Honestly, I am not great at recommending anything to you northern viewers or any of you in the Salt Belt as far as rust prevention, because we don't have the issue in the South. So fluid film is not a thing we do. Undercoating is not a thing we do. All the stuff I see online that you guys do, we don't do it here because it's not an issue. So I don't know what is good, what is bad, what is a waste of money, etc. I don't know what way to advise you. So I just don't. I'm sure there's other people that are in that climate in the Rust Belt that have good recommendations. I just have none. I can't give any from any personal experience, so I'm not offering them. Unfortunately, can't help you in that regard. So we've got spun out a little on ice, no big deal. ABS, brake, traction control lights came on. Not turning off now. Any idea? You're going to have to scan the codes. It could just be some kind of hard fault from the event. I'm assuming you're saying it's not turning off when you cut the car off, cut it back on, it's still on. You might have tweaked something. Maybe when you slid in the ice, ABS wheel speed sensor or something got snagged up on a chunk of ice or something. You just need to pull the code, see what's going on, scan the car. Storm mostly missed me here in Western Colorado. We call all season tires no season tires here in Colorado. They are bad in all seasons, pretty much. Michelin Cross Climate 2 tires is key in Wisconsin. What part of Wisconsin are you from there? Stay warm. We are going below freezing here in Tampa. Sucks. Why does Subaru not push to replace the PCV? PCV valve maintenance and replacement is something that is quite old. I believe PCV started in the 70s, 80s, really, with the positive crankcase ventilation. And it was something for years that was just known that you check, and just no manufacturer that I know of really mentions it by name anymore. It's just one of those old school things that you're supposed to check. And I think a lot of people just neglect to check it, not saying from an owner standpoint, but just dealer techs and, mom and pop shops, et cetera. A lot of people just, it's on the back burner. It's not a thought in their head about the small stuff like positive crankcase ventilation system and, the early pollution controls, because, technology has gotten so much better that, we don't really need it. And a lot of vehicles don't even have PCV valves anymore. GM's one that went away from a PCV valve and created a horrible cam cover, rocker cover system for a while that was a fiasco on the 1.4 turbos. And I believe as well on some of the LS and LT V8s, they had these baffled rocker covers to get rid of the actual PCV valve and vacuum hose. And none really worked well. So not everyone's using PCV anymore. A lot of manufacturers have gotten away from that, or been able to get the emissions under control, or control those crankcase pressures a different way. But it's just one of those things that have been around for like 40 years and should just always be checked when it is on an engine. And like I said, a lot of people just don't think about it anymore because it's such an old thing that's been on engines for so long that they just don't think about it. Yammered on a little bit too long about the PCV. So let's see where we're at. Another thing is that AI generated Subaru channel that has been stealing some video clips and stuff. I think every single video on their channel is like clickbait around PCV valves and Subarus. Last I checked it. Got 13 inches in my area. Have a 25 Forester Sport, 19-inch wheels. Only issue I've had is snow pack inside the wheel, causing balance issues, which is easily cleared. I'm in the Smoky Mountain Gatlinburg area. How do you think the 23 Subaru Crosstrek Limited would handle 14 inches of snow? Like a snowplow. I saw a video on TikTok the other day. Don't remember where it was, but it was a ton of snow, like multiple feet of snow at a Subaru dealership, and they just had on 1, 2, 3, 4, just the salesmen and people had jumped in them, and there was a line of Crosstreks and Foresters just busting through the snow, no problem. I have a 1996 Legacy Outback wagon, 222,700 miles, and a 2004 Forester of 177,000 miles. Which should I keep? Parts are getting harder to find for that 96. When you do find them, they're cheap, and a lot of the parts are probably going to come out of the old boneyard at the pull apart. 04 Forester still has quite a bit of parts availability. Let's see, a 96 Outback wagon should be a EJ25D, and that 04 Forester is likely an EJ251, 253. If I was going to keep one, I'd keep the newer, lower mileage, newer vehicle. But that sight unseen, not knowing the condition of each, mileage doesn't always matter and age doesn't always matter. So hard for me to say one way or the other, but just from the year and the model, I would go for the newer Forester. I'm outside of Charleston, South Carolina. A light dusting so far, no accumulation, no clouds here. So I'm off the road until it melts tomorrow. I don't think it's supposed to melt till Monday. Is there a good fuel additive for Subarus in cold weather? Again, guys, anything that deals with very cold winter or rust or anything that's, you northern viewers, you Midwest viewers, and etc. I don't know, because it doesn't normally get very cold here. I don't really use any kind of fuel additive for cold. The only thing I've ever used is like for diesels, like my diesel truck and tractors and farm equipment stuff. But again, it rarely gets cold enough to even gel the diesel fuel to even worry about that for me. So I don't have a really good recommendation for fuel additives either, unfortunately for you guys. CVT on an Outback 2026, 2.4, 2.5, and horsepower on different models. Is that a question or I'm missing the question? CVT on Outback 2026, 2.4, 2.5, and horsepower on different models. Not sure what you're asking there. Does it have to go to the dealership to scan codes? If yes, safe to drive an hour to the nearest dealership. It does not have to go to the dealer. You could probably go to AutoZone or Advance or O'Reilly's and get it scanned for free if you don't have a scan tool, but they probably won't be able to get those codes out. It just depends on what level code reader scan tool they have, if they will be able to scan it or not. And I can't say 100% if it's safe, but if it's just a light on and you didn't notice anything else, being wonky, you should be safe to drive, but, take it with a grain of salt and use precaution. Let's see. We had a lot of stuff get asked right there after that question. It jumped to chat. My wife's Impreza has 91,000. When to change spark plugs as a PCV at 60,000. Spark plugs are supposed to be changed at 60,000 as well per Subaru's maintenance schedule, but you should be good to go ahead and change them now or to 100,000 miles. But I wouldn't go past 100,000 miles. So sooner than later for those spark plugs. Any more info on the extended high idle on your Outback? No, nothing on that. We did solve the issue with the pager beep in. I don't know if I really talked about